good, man? It's your boy P. You already know what time it is. We back for another fighting edition. It's going down May 2nd. Hey, back, man. It's gonna be Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. Now, I can't even describe to you what this is like because this is pretty wild. Now, as you know, and everybody know, Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney last year. I think it was maybe April of last year, right? And the world saw it. I know you saw it. Um, but before we get into that, I want to go ahead and have everybody comment, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the PM Lifestyle Podcast. You already follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them good things. It's going to be for long tonight. And we're ready for another fight edition. So if you go ahead and do that, like, subscribe, whatever, you can hit that notification bell. You'll be notified exactly when we go live, when this time's going on. When it's going on, we're going live. But also for fight night, you can hit me up, and I'll give you a special little way that you can watch the fight. If you're currently not able to watch fights, I'll probably tap in and give you a little secret. So, um, as we know, Ryan Garcia recently fought Devin Haney, which is crazy for the simple fact that Devin Haney got smashed, murdered in front of everybody. So they're doing the Turk has bought it. They're gonna be fighting inside of Madison Square Garden, New York. Now, when I say Madison Square Garden, man, they're not fighting inside of a building or an arena. They're gonna be fighting outside, so everybody's gonna be able to see this fight outside live. We don't know exactly how they're gonna do it, but apparently it's supposed to be the first of its kind. It's never been done before. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's gonna tap in and see this fight. It's gonna be done right there in Times Square. You know what I'm saying? So the Sheik, they got a lot of bread over there. So they fixing to bring this fight to you, man. Something we've never seen before. So I don't know if you've ever been in New York. I used to live out there in New Jersey. I used to go to New York quite frequently. Um, Times Square is wide open. I don't know if you ever seen the balloon drop for New Year's and all that stuff, but it's wide open. So this is going to be quite different. May 2nd, 2025, it's going to be Ryan Garcia on the main card versus crazy Rolly Romero. We already know this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So just to give y'all a little update on what it is. So Ryan Garcia lost to Tank Davis. He was undefeated at the moment. He was an upcoming star. He's like a social media star that came up with the fighting and stuff like that, and became notable through his social media follow, millions of followers and things like that. But he's really, really known for his fast hands and his left hook. Everybody knows he had a left hook, so you saw a lot of that when he was going into Tank Davis. That was more of a controversy of why he wasn't going to win that fight or how he was going to actually win the fight, really. And Tank Davis told him that, look, man, that's all you have is the left hook. If we get past the left hook, then what's going to happen? So they had that fight, and what happened was he tried to utilize that left hook. If I ain't mistaken, I believe that Tank might have eaten one of the left hooks. And long story short, he got hit with a body shot, went down, a liver shot, I think, went down, couldn't get up, and he was out for the count. Now, when I say out for the count, he wasn't physically knocked out, but you already know when you take a knee, like the controversy in the last Tank fight. Once that knee hits the canvas, man, and they count you out, you're out. Tank just tapped and went to the corner. Ryan Garcia actually took a blow, man. He didn't get up until maybe the ninth second, and he was counted out. Lost to Tank Davis. Then he ended up lining it up with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not knowing, if you're not a expert in fighting or a casual fighting fan, you already know that Tank Davis also beat Rolly Romero. He was undefeated. Um, he knocked him out pretty gruesome, man. It was a pretty bad knockout. Rolly was apparently winning the fight, is what they say, by the cards. And he caught a fade. He caught a real nice fade. So he got knocked out. And so, he fell by the hands of Tank on both of them, which ended up, Ryan Garcia ended up lining it up with Devin Haney later on in the fight. And as I can say, with Devin Haney, it didn't go too well. Devin Haney got the breaks beat off of him. The world seen it. I saw it. Stevie Wonder saw it. Ray Charles saw it, and he's not even here on Earth no more. So you can imagine how that fight went. It didn't go too well for him, man. Um, there was a lot of controversy following that fight, and what I mean by that, he was basically drug tested by the New York State Commission of Fighting, and they try to say that he was tested positive for PEDs. So he dropped Ryan. Ryan dropped Haney like maybe 3 times in that fight. Now, if you don't know Haney, Haney was a fighter and he was coming up through the ranks. Haney ended up fighting Cambosos and he took the undisputed title. Haney is also notified as or known for being the email champion. They say he was emailed his belts, his championship, to get the fight with Cambosos. And when he got the fight with Cambosos, he went to Australia. There was a lot of controversy behind that because his pops couldn't travel because apparently he had a felony. So I guess apparently, man, like you can't travel to certain countries when you have a felony or you have some kind of record in the United States. So he ended up fighting him both times in Australia. First time his dad barely made the fight, so Bill had to go through a rigorous process to even get out there. And lo and behold, he made it right before the fight, and he won the title and defended the title out there. So, with that being said, you have him gaining a title in Australia, coming back out here to fight Ryan Garcia, which after that, Ryan had recently lost to Tank. You know what I'm saying? So when they have their fight, which is kind of wild, is that when Ryan and Devin Haney, well, I call it pillow hands because that's basically what it is. When they ended up having their fight, it was a bad outcome for Devin Haney. 3 knockdowns, brutal, beaten, brutal, bad. It is just ugly. You know what I'm saying? And the world saw it. So leading up to the fight, you saw that Ryan wasn't really looked like he was taking it serious. They were saying that he might have been on drugs or acting a little bit different, which he was. You know what I'm saying? The dude was drinking beer on the scale. I don't know if he had smoked something, you know what I mean, while he was doing the fight. But it was crazy because he wasn't looking like the average fighter. And a lot of people were saying he was, doing a lot of things that was just uncommon for boxers to do. So he ended up beating Haney. They tested him, and which was crazy because when they tested him, you get these tests before the fight, after the fight, and everything like that. Apparently, he was supposed to get tested for performance enhanced drugs, whatever PEDs. And my question was like, if you tested positive and they're testing you before and during and all these different things, like why didn't they catch it? You know what I'm saying? So lo and behold, he gets caught with a left hook. It would look very devastating. Gets knocked out. He wins the fight. Right. Um, Devin Haney then now pulls a Drake move. He sues. He sues um, Ryan Garcia like your boy Drake sued. Of course, you already know. Not like us. So when he sues, he had to take it to the New York State Commission. Had a lawsuit going, and he lost the settlement. You know what I mean? They were like, hey, this is a brutal sport. This is something that y'all do. You know what I'm saying? And we can't really take it back. So they suspended Ryan Garcia for like a year. So the NYSAC, New York State Athletic Commission, sued him for a year. So right now, the lawsuit is not even over with. I mean, his suspension, he got a suspension. It's not even over with. You know what I mean? So um, he has another month on this suspension. So it would be let up within a month, and it's going to lead a few months to the fight, which is May 2nd, 2025. So you would think that he would be able to have the rematch, or it would have been a rematch clause. So I don't know if it was because Devin Haney, it got overturned, and he was still considered a champion. So they took the loss away from him but they still considered him the champion. So I don't know how that went contractually, but apparently he got the lifted up. Ryan Garcia made a bet, paid his money off. I think it was like $1 million bet that he would knock him out or win the fight. So Ryan was a stand-up fella. He ended up paying his bread, just like he paid Spence when he lost. But unlike the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, they decided this. This wasn't, this is the New York State Commission of Athletics. They decided this, man, and figured out, like, look, you know what I'm saying? This ain't gonna rock. Kendrick and them is still going through their little process or whatever the case may be. But anyway, a year later, you would think that Devin Haney, which wasn't really respected in the first place, he was the email champions. He ended up beating Cambosa. Cambosa lost the belts to him, man. And Cambosa's actually acquired the belts from Teofimo. Teofimo was going through some like marriage problems. His girl was tripping. He didn't really prepare for the fight. And don't get it twisted, man. I was a real fan of Teofimo. The dude was really, coming up the ranks. He didn't have that many fights, but he was pretty young. He was doing his thing, and I was following him. I ain't gonna say I was a fan, but I was actually following him, and supporting what he was doing because he was coming up the ranks. Um, but lo and behold, he loses the fight because he's going through a court battle, custody battle with his wife. He's actually from New York, you know what I'm saying? And you would have thought that, he would have kept going up the ranks, but he fell short early, you know what I'm saying? He lost his to Cambosos. Bosa's had like probably had one fight before he lost the belts to Devin Haney. So now we're in a situation from the rematch, and the losses with Tank. Rolly loses to Tank. Tiafimo loses to Cambosos. Devin Haney loses to Ryan Garcia. You would think that Devin Haney would be the dude that would come back and be in a situation to either defend his title a year later, have him be the first guy that he had to fight. But it wasn't even like that, man. So what happened was Ryan takes a lot of the popularity, which is crazy because the public scene. Devin Haney gets smashed. He got beat. So how he ends up taking it, I don't know. I don't think that. I think that was just a sucker move. I don't approve of it. You're in a combat sport, homie. So to sit there and go to court or to even trip off of how you was tripping, it would just make it said a lot about your character. So if you don't know, Ryan has a dad. His dad is named Bill Haney. He's his coach. He does a lot of the talking for Devin Haney. So with this rematch coming up and May 2nd, somehow Rolly gets to be put on the main card with Ryan Garcia, right? So you have Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. Rolly had lost to Tank, and he had lost to Pitbull Cruz. So he has his two losses. Ryan has his one loss. I don't know how Devin Haney, well, I do know how, but it's just crazy that he is the champion and he is fighting on the undercard. Ryan is fighting on the main card versus Rolly. So that says a lot about Devin Haney. He wasn't really like much in Vegas. He's fighting out of Vegas, but he's really from the Bay Area. So, a lot of people don't really respect Haney. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's kind of like, he wants to be like Tank. That is just period point blank. And he's not Tank. From the fashion in the ring, from the jewelry and everything that he wears, he wants to be more accepted, man. He's kind of like that little rich kid that don't really have no homeboys, but nobody really likes him. But he uses his money for to make him look good and stuff like that. On top of that, he married recently. I guess she was a call girl allegedly overseas, over in Saudi Arabia or wherever she got arrested at, or whatever little ring she was in. But she was recently caught at the jail with Young Thug, telling him how much she loved him. So you can imagine what kind of dude he is. So he just had a baby, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So he's due to fight on the undercard. So how Ryan and Rolly gets to fight over a champion is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It tells you a lot about him. But back to Bill Haney. Bill Haney is his pops. Bill would talk him into a lot of fights, a lot of positions that he had. So and was given. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like the mouth of the South. He was kind of like the mouth of the club, mouth of DHP, Devin Haney Productions. You know what I'm saying? Promotions. So recently, you know what I'm saying? After that fight, they were saying that. Well, recently you haven't seen the Bill Haney until a couple of days ago, where he came on. He was like, well, y'all not representing my son. He's a champion. Y'all not really giving him his credit. You know what I'm saying? He was talking to the people that were announcing the conference or the press conference and things like that. So you have Golden Boy has Ryan Garcia. You have Rolly on stage. You also have Teofimo. You also have who else is up there? Devin Haney. And Teofimo is going to be fighting Arnold Barbosa Jr. Barbosa Jr. Haney is going to be fighting Lopez, who they say he shouldn't be fighting right now because the dude's no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really a good fighter. Ryan will be fighting Rolly Romero on the top card, and the main card. So the undercard will be Devin Haney and Jose. You know what I'm saying? So Devin Haney's pops was really feeling some type of way. But ain't nobody really cutting for your son, bro. Like we done seen what we saw. We knew he used to get booed when he came into the arenas in Vegas. And he's not that dude. You know what I mean? He really doesn't have any like no, oh wow. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing that makes you really want to follow Devin Haney. There's nothing about Devin Haney that I personally said, okay, he's that dude. You know what I'm saying? But so Ryan will be fighting Rolly. Um, the recent press conference, man, you seen Barbosa really going off on Tiafimo, who lost to Gambosa's. You know what I'm saying about different things. So Tiafimo is coming out there looking like a character, bro. He's wearing a lot of overalls, leather jackets, bandanas, cowboy hats, and you're from New York, kid. Like I don't know what you're doing out there. I mean, but right now you're not looking like he's really trying to talk up the fight, but you're really not looking that serious, man. You're bringing props on the stage and things like that. So it looks like a clown show. I'm just gonna be real. Only person I'm respecting up there right now is Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. Because Ryan ain't up there talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting on his side. Rolly is sitting over there. He's looking spaced out as normal. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the sky. Now, I was looking forward to these press conferences because Rolly is really crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's mentally throw it off a little bit. You know what I mean? And Ryan can be anybody at any given time. Ryan has now just chilled out a little bit. He's not tripping. He's back to, you know what I'm saying, being the quiet, nice, clean cut dude. He not going off. He ain't, he's not saying a lot of no weird stuff. Rolly's so crazy. He's up there chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for a little bit more spark. But lo and behold, who's the only person that really up there trying to sell the fight? Be Teofimo. He's down here wearing overalls, one which come looking like Mr. Miyagi with the little headband on and things like that. So I was looking for a little bit more spark in the press conference. Now Barbosa, don't get me wrong, he's really up there turned up. You know what I'm saying? Going at Teofimo, and I would be expecting more like Teofimo to be laid back, but Barbosa Jr. he's really like turned up. So when it comes to Devin Haney is up there, man. It's like if he doesn't have his pops, he doesn't have any type of energy or any type of fight. It seems like he's up there and he's scared, like he's a little kid without his big brother. You know what I'm saying? He's scared to talk. And every time Ryan says something, the only thing that Devin Haney will mention is you can ask Devin Haney a question. Only thing he gonna say is Ryan takes PEDs. And it's like, bro, like we passed that. We're not even talking about that. You know what I'm saying? They're asking you a question about this dude that you finna fight, Jose Ramirez, and the only thing you can say, so how are you preparing for this fight? Ryan takes PEDs. It's like, dude, say something else, man. You scared because your pops ain't there. You're not wearing any jewelry. You're not doing anything. I think he had a Richard Mille on, you know what I'm saying? Because Teofimo asked to wear it, which was weird too, because he ran out of things to say. But Ryan is up there really, really shook right now. like shook. You can see it on him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying nothing. He's real timid and things like that. Rolly is just there, like, let's just get this thing over with. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of weird. So I was really expecting more out of press conference, and it's not going the way I wanted to be comical. You know what I'm saying? It's like the wrong dude is doing the comedy. You know what I'm saying? So just to see it, and let you know how it's gonna happen. May 2nd, the Ring Magazine fight. Turki Alalshikh is actually taking over and now having it outside. So right now you're gonna be seeing Ryan Garcia coming off his suspension, fighting Rolando Romero live in New York for the championship belt. What belt it is, I think it's a secondary belt or whatever it is. But they're going to be on the main card. Then you're going to have Devin Haney fighting Jose Ramirez. They're going to be fighting, which is going to be a dangerous fight. Then you're going to have Teofimo. So he's going to be fighting Barbosa. Now, I don't know who's going to be on the undercard, like at the prelims, the fights, whatever you call them. But I can tell you this: if I had to put my prediction on this sport right now on who's going to win on May 2nd, I would say that Ryan probably lose to Rolly. I know I'm reaching, you know what I'm saying, but I really think that they're underestimating him. I believe that Rolly has a lot more in the bag than Ryan has just for that left hook. You know what I'm saying? The left hook might be, pretty good, but I really think that Rolly Romero might pull this one off, man. He's gonna shock the world. He's recently lost his belt to the little Pitbull Cruz, but if I had to say it, I'm gonna say I'm pulling money on May 2nd. I'm gonna put it on Rolly Romero on the headliner fight, right? In New York. He's gonna come away. The second fight, um, Ryan Garcia, Pillow Hands Haney versus Jose Ramirez. If you ask me, and I'm pretty good at this, man. I already know that Jose is gonna win this. It's gonna make it real hard for Devin Haney to even come back and say that he can even fight. He said he's bigger, he's better than what happened last year. I don't see it, bro. You still look like pillow hands to me. You walking in there with two soft pillows in there from Walmart. I don't know what's gonna happen to you, Brody, but I know this: you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't know what type of prep you're doing, unless you have some newfound spirit from having a brand new baby Tyler, and you're a little bit mad of your girl messing with a young thug in the prison. That's probably the only thing you have to fight for. Now you probably need your pops to come back in there right now to give you a little bit more spark or something like that. Because right now I'm not seeing it. I'm not confident in the way that you're handling this press conference. Yeah, it may be a couple of months out, but I'm just saying from right now, from May 2nd, from what I'm seeing right here in February, it ain't looking too good for you, man. And if I had to put some money on the Teofimo, I really used to like this dude, man. I kind of lost. I ain't even gonna say I kind of lost. I lost respect when you sent the bag of, that basket of bananas to the last fight. I did hear you just use the N word, and nobody on that stage checked you. Nobody on that stage checked you or said anything about that. And I'm talking about Ryan. Well, I ain't gonna say Ryan, excuse me. Ryan hangs out with brothers, but still doesn't give you a pass. But Devin Haney, you should have been the first person to jump up there and say anything. And Rolly, you second, homie. You supposed to be considered a brother. You know what I'm saying? You come out the Prince and stuff like that. You shouldn't have let him say that on the stage. And you already know what he just did when he sent the basket of bananas to the other fighter's house. To I forgot his name. He just won about a couple of weeks ago. But you sent that basket of bananas to his room. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't cool at all. But y'all let's sit up there and let him say the N word. Um, I really don't know how y'all got that off. But I'm gonna tell you this: y'all should have checked him because there was another guy. I don't know who he was, but he actually called Teofimo and checked him himself from some comments that he made. Keyshawn Davis was the one that received. That's what I just looked up. Keyshawn Davis was sent some watermelon and a banana to his room, right? So somebody should have checked him for saying the N word because you shouldn't be even allowed to even say that, let alone from the little stunts you pulled. Now, um, overseas a couple of years. I mean, excuse me, a couple of weeks ago, we just had a recent fight um, out there in Saudi Arabia with Terrence Bud Crawford. He caught him and checked him. So shout out to Bud for going out there and catching him in the ring. And he said, "I really, what was up with the little comments you was making?" Because he had been taunting Bud Crawford, and then Bud caught him and kind of low key checked him, and he was like, "Look, man, what's up with the little comments that you made?" And he ended up changing this. Oh man, I was just doing it to promote the fight. I don't care how you promote these fights, bro. It's just certain things you shouldn't do and shouldn't say. You know what I'm saying? They should let them go and get away with. So Devin Haney, pillow hands, man. You shouldn't have let him get away with that, homie. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So coming up this, May 2nd, um, look forward to it. New York, on the zone. I'm looking for Rolly to come out on top. I'm looking for Jose Ramirez to come on top. And I'm gonna say Barbosa's gonna come up on top. They're fighting with a little fury. So um, you got a great fight. Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, May 2nd in New York, in the middle of Times Square, the Ring Magazine bout. And they're going to be bringing a lot of these fights, these type of special fights. It's supposed to be real big, real different than other than being in auditoriums or rings or arenas. They're going to be outside. They're going to be at some weird places. So between Saudi Arabia, New York City, um, I don't know if it's gonna be in the Grand Canyon, but they said there's gonna be some stuff to look out for. Man, the Sheik has got a lot of money, and he's putting a lot of money out there for people to see these fights, and it is gonna be what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So tune in May 2nd. The main ring walk should be about 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So May 2nd, 2025. We're looking for the Fatal Fury City of Wolves. You know what I mean? Versus Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero, the headliners. So tap in, man. We're gonna see how this is gonna go. It's promoted by Golden Boy. It's gonna be promoted by Sheik Alalshikh. So he's pretty good at putting some good fights together. Recently obtained some stuff with UFC, I believe, with Dana White. So we're gonna see how that works, man. Um, we're gonna see what they're gonna pull together and see what we're gonna be start seeing in the near future with special fights and the things that we have, coming up. And hopefully they keep a lot of that in the United States, because I used to go to a lot of these fights, bro. And right now I'm missing a lot of these fight cards because they are taking it overseas. So bring it back to the United States, man. You already know where they originated from. You know what I'm saying? So right now, look forward for the next couple of weeks, man. It's going to be some press conferences. You're going to start seeing some media workouts. You should see at least two more press conferences before the fight in Times Square on May 2nd. So tap in, man. And you're looking at another fight edition with the PM Lifestyle Podcast. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? And this takes a little click of the button, share, hit the notification icon. You can follow me on Facebook at Falon McKnight, Instagram at Falon McKnight, Twitch at the PM Podcast, Lifestyle Podcast, excuse me. And also you can catch me on a new fan base, Falon McKnight. Fan base is another way and a brand new social media outlet. So tap in and see what all that's about, man. I'm guaranteeing you might like it. It's kind of like integrating Twitter, Facebook, and all these all into one. Now they have a special little thing that they do. Once you log in and you go check them out, what they're gonna do is they're gonna take all your Instagram stuff and then pull it over to Fanbase. And by a clickable button, overnight, you'll definitely have all your Instagram, all your photos. You don't have to do all that transferring, deleting, downloading, re-uploading, recapturing, hashtagging, all that. You don't have to do any of that. So check out Fanbase and follow me on Instagram, all them good things like that. It is the PM Lifestyle Podcast on YouTube. Comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification icon. And yeah, stay tuned for more boxing stuff like that or boxing updates, you know what I'm saying, right here on the boxing edition of the PM Lifestyle Podcast. So shout out to my boy Sugar Slim too, man. If you need Instagram beats, intros, outros for your music, for your anything, commercials, your podcast, anything like that, holla my boy Sugar Slim on Instagram. Sugar Slim Beats on Instagram, aka Mr. Blue Check Slim. And tell him PM sent you, man, Falon McKnight. tap in with me, man. I might have something real special for you. So with that being said, man, thanks for checking me out, following, and stay tuned for some more updated podcasts and things like that in the near future. With that being said, we out of this joint.